Nothing in life is free, and believe it or not, most free games are just too good to be true. Once you've been hooked by an enticing free app, look out. You'll be charged for just about everything else, from free passes to get around difficult levels to a fancy new version of Captain Picard. You might be a sucker for it as an adult, but you know who really loves that stuff? Kids with access to their parents' credit cards. Here are a few times that the combination of kids and freemium games went very, very wrong. Jurassic Whoops. It took 7-year-old Faisal Shuga less than a week to charge up an impressive $6,000 on his dad's credit card in 2015. The little gamer from Crawley, England spent the money buying upgrades in Jurassic World the game, upgrading dinosaurs, fortifying his park, and trying to fuse the legendary Indominus Rex. His father only discovered the spending spree when he tried to use his credit card for business, and it was declined. Faisal's dad demanded a refund on the basis that Apple should have notified him of the purchases and should have also questioned why a grown man would be so invested in dinosaurs, aside from the fact that they're totally awesome. Apple ultimately refunded the money, but he was still unhappy about how long it took and went on to claim that Apple should have paid more attention to what his son was doing. Right, Apple should have been paying more attention to your son.
Homer, it's really coming down. Could you check on the boys?
They're fine.
Good call. FarmVille felony. In 2010, an unnamed 12-year-old in the UK ran through his personal savings buying add-ons in FarmVille before snatching his mom's credit card to continue his spending spree. Before the felonious farmer could be stopped, he'd racked up $1,400 worth of in-game purchases. When his mother asked why, he simply explained that there was good stuff that he wanted. Sometimes kids are dumb. Her attempts failed to get either her bank or the game's developer Zynga to refund her son's spending spree. She was told that she'd need to report a crime in order to get a refund. Otherwise, she was the proud owner of a shiny, new, fake farm. While she did admit that it was entirely her son's fault, she also suggested fail-safes be put in place to keep it from happening again. She paid the total, and her son was never convicted of grand theft turnip. FIFA fees. What is it about simulated soccer that gets kids to spend stupid amounts of cash? Is it just the sheer excitement of soccer?
Boring.
Like many responsible fathers, Lance Perkins gave his 17-year-old son a credit card in case of any emergencies. Great idea, except Perkins' son defined emergency as needing more cash for imaginary soccer. When Perkins got the bill for the FIFA 16 purchases, it totaled almost $5,300. A spending spree that his son claimed, of course, was an accident, and unless he wanted to charge his son with fraud, the purchases would stand. How many soccer stadiums do you have to mow to earn $5,300? Asking for a friend. The Hillman family found themselves in the same boat when their son spent $4,500 on buying extras for his copy of FIFA. And just as proof that this can happen to anyone, Washington, D.C.-based Jeremy Hillman is the World Bank's Director of Corporate Communications. According to Hillman, his son had tried to purchase a player pack for $100, and it hadn't worked, so he tried a couple more times. It apparently went through each time, all 45 times.
How stupid are you?
Because Hillman is pulling down that World Bank money, he simply paid the bill after saying the same thing every other parent has said about how it was an accident and someone should have been watching their kid. The $6,000 Smurf. Lily Neal sounds like a pretty normal 8-year-old girl. According to her father Lee, she likes to play apps like My Horse and Smurf's Village, which is a whole lot more appropriate than, say, Surgeon Simulator. Less normal is how she managed to charge $6,000 in around 5 months. 74 of those charges came in a single 6-day span, and if we know our games, there was an amazing deal on digital horses that week.
That's the sound of horse.
Her father, an aerospace engineer, had given her his iPad to play with, but he didn't realize she was hitting the purchase button, nor that she memorized his password just by watching him enter it. Apple initially refused to give them a refund, but after Lee told his story to the media, Apple caved, and Lily continued her career as some kind of spy kid. Fire age rage. In a bizarre sequence of events that apparently checked out with all credit card fraud safeguards, it took a Belgian teenager just 3 months to charge $46,000 to his grandfather's credit cards, all from buying extras for Game of War Fire Age. There's nothing about this that isn't incredible, from the dollar amount to the fact that it took his parents months to catch on to the maniacal spending spree. According to the teenager's mother, she asked him to help her download ebooks. That gave him access to a credit card number, which he then linked to his own iTunes account. The rest is history. The story first showed up in the Belgian news, where his mother claimed that the kid didn't understand just how much he was spending, since there was no cumulative total displayed. You know, like in real life, every time you buy something. Welcome to the real world, kid.
You're an idiot.
Thanks for watching. Click the grunge icon to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Plus, check out all this cool stuff we know you'll love too.